Hello and welcome to Sporty's store. It is Christmas here at Sporty's, and the last few weeks I've been wearing this ugly sweater, and thank God we've sold out of these things. We're almost down to the very few sizes that we have in stock. Unfortunately, there's another option for me to look ridiculous for you today, and this is the Rocket Santa ugly sweater. We have several of these in stock, so if you need one of these for your Christmas party, please buy these out so I don't have to wear it next week again. But anyway, today we're going to talk about radios, and radios is a hot topic this year. And what I like to tell people is there's a radio for every mission out there. And we're talking about portable radios, as you can see here. What works for one person might not work for another person. So we're going to go down the line of radios we have and talk about which radio might be perfect for your mission. We're going to start with Icom. Icom has an amazing line of radios. Their top two they have right now is called the A25 and then the A16. The neat thing about these radios is they have a Bluetooth edition available for them. So the A16B is the Bluetooth model, and of course the A25 is their flagship higher end model. The A25 is amazing. It not only has communication, also navigation, so you can do VOR navigation, and has a built-in GPS in it. It has Bluetooth, so I can connect it to an A20 or a pair of earbuds and listen to the communications that way as well. Keep in mind when we talk about GPSs and radios, they're fairly limited. If you're thinking that this radio is going to give me an iPhone-like GPS with a color moving map, you're going to be grossly disappointed. This is going to provide you a lat and long location data, which then can be used for some other things. The thought here is I can drop a pin on a grass field in the middle of nowhere via GPS and then navigate back to it just like I would a VOR with left and right navigation. That's really what these GPS navigators do. With that in mind, the communication is the reason you buy a radio, and definitely the most important thing. The A16 is just that. It is a COM only version, so you don't get any of the nav stuff. The Bluetooth model of the A16 is $299 and the non-Bluetooth model is $259. The A25 runs around $500. All these radios have some great deals going on right now during the holidays. There's some rebates right now on these, so now's the time to buy them. The Icom is great for the guy that's going to be using it every month, kind of an airport bum, likes hanging out. It's relatively easy to use, not as complicated as a Yaesu, and has a lot of features. It's also on the upper end of the spectrum when it comes to price point. Up next is the Yaesu line, and they have something for everyone as well. We have their lower end COM onlys, and the one I want to focus on today is the Yaesu 550. That's the build you're seeing here. They have a 750 and a 550. The 550 is their most popular model, and they have several different models of it. The 550 AA is the alkaline model. The 550L is the lithium-ion battery model. If you're looking for rechargeable batteries, I suggest buying that lithium-ion battery right up front. You're going to save some money on it. The 550 is a full-featured nav COM, has VOR as well as communication. The side of it has a spot for a headset adapter. You'll notice it does require a screwdriver. You got to take out this cover, put in the headset adapter, screw it back in. So it's not ideal for backup use in the cockpit. This is for the guy that uses his radio almost every week. Yaesu is a brand that has a lot of following in the ham radio world. You'll see these guys with antennas on their vans going around. They love Yaesu radios. They can do a lot of stuff, but they're a little bit more complicated to operate. So Icom might be a little simpler. Yaesu might be a little harder for most people to understand, but they still do a lot of stuff. So it's great radio. If you want a smaller form factor, you have this guy right here, the new FTA 550. So that's their least expensive COM only model. It's also the smallest radio we sell. So if size is a problem or size matters, this is going to take up the least amount of footprint. Last but not least is the Sporty's radio. So we have two here. We have the SP400 as well as the PJ2 COM. The SP400 is a full-featured nav COM with not only VOR but also ILS capability. So it'll do the left and right localizer as well as the glide slope up and down. It uses 8 AA batteries. We get over 15 hours of battery life on one set of AA batteries. There's plugs here on the top for a headset adapter. So you plug that in, and plug your headset into that, and now you can use the radio to talk through the system. We have a big screen as well as the big buttons, and this radio is just over the $300 price point. One thing to think about when it comes to backup navigation is, what do you use for navigation? Me, myself, I haven't flown a VOR in a long time, and let's be honest, I've been flying GPS forever, and iPads with Stratus, with Sentries, with all this GPS information out there, I'd be hard-pressed to pick up a portable radio and try to navigate via VORs. Most of our backup navigators are now in our pockets in the form of an iPhone or a smartphone, an iPad. Most of us are not using VORs to navigate. With that in mind, we have the PJ2. This is kind of the ultimate backup comm-only radio. This is not used for navigation. That's why we have a phone. That's why we have an iPad. This is just the communicator. The key thing about the PJ2 comm is the headset. It plugs directly into the top. This is the only headset on the market today that has the ability to take standard PJ plugs and just plug them right into the top of the radio. No adapter needed. We would be rooting around in our flight bag for 5 minutes trying to find that little adapter cable during an emergency to make sure we can communicate to somebody. So that's a key feature. The big screen, big buttons. On the side of the radio, there is a Type-C battery connection on it. So just like some of the iPads out there, some of the smartphones, you can use a USB Type-C cable to power the radio. This is kind of the ultimate idea. In a backup situation, you want as many options as you can. Not needing a headset adapter and having multiple power options make this radio, the PJ2 comm, the ultimate backup for your flight bag. There's special deals going on all these radios right now, especially with the Christmas time frame. You're going to find rebates on most of these radios as well as some special prices. So check these out. They're all on sporties.com, and we still have inventory on almost everything you see here, but they are going fast. So hopefully you can find the radio that's right for your mission. Thanks for joining us.